Hello, just wanted to make a quick video for anybody who perhaps wasn't here this last weekend, and invite them to be a part of something that we're doing across the whole parish. What's going on is about 3 years ago, I had a parishioner walk up to me and say, "Hey, Father, you just have to read this book. This is amazing. This is just what the parish needs." And I kind of thought to myself, "Well, thank you." And I took the book and I set it on that large stack of Catholic books that we all have that maybe sometime we'll eventually read, but usually the stack grows as opposed to going down. And eventually I started working through that stack, and I got to this book, and I read it, and I thought to myself, "Oh my goodness, this book is amazing. This is just what the parish needs." And what I mean by that is that here in Catholic Nacogdoches, we've been really trying to focus ourselves and align everything according to our vision, mission, and values. And so you've probably seen the vision around, we put it on a lot of different things, that bringing people to God and God to people. That's what we're all about. That's what we do here in Catholic Nacogdoches. And if you're involved in any of the leadership things or volunteering or anything like that, you might have heard, you've probably heard that our mission is to be a community that follows and shares Jesus Christ through sacraments, prayer, catechesis, evangelization, and works of charity. And this is something that we take very seriously. I know every organization has mission statements and things of the sort, but we at Catholic Nacogdoches, we're very serious about this, and we analyze ourselves constantly based on these things. And for the most part, we're doing quite well. If you think about our mission is to be a community that follows and shares Jesus Christ through, so that, the main means that we follow and share Jesus Christ are the sacraments, prayer, catechesis, evangelization, and works of charity. And we're doing well on most of those, right? You can think of sacraments. Most people, when they come to Nacogdoches, they look at our schedule and they're like, "Wow, this is so amazing. Father, we've got so many confessions available. We've got daily mass offered at all different times of the day and different locations. We've got, lots of different Sunday masses, also different times, different locations. You can, you can really pray, and they're beautiful masses, and people are really amazed at how we offer the sacraments here. And so we're doing well with sacraments. When it comes to prayer, we've got about 150 people who are signed up for an hour of adoration every single week here in Nacogdoches. And so to have, that number of people for this size of community is really quite impressive. And then on top of that, we've got the rosary offered at one of the churches in Nacogdoches pretty much every day. We've got lots of opportunities for novenas. We've got the Stations of the Cross, other special prayer opportunities offered throughout the year. And so we're doing well on the prayer front. The third part of that mission is catechesis. We also have a very good catechesis program that's available in both English and Spanish. We have very dedicated catechists that are well-formed, and they're doing a great job. We also have catechesis opportunities for every stage of life, really, no matter where a person's at. We've got opportunities for them to learn their faith and to grow in their faith. So we're doing well on the catechesis front. And works of charity is going really well also. Our food pantry here in Nacogdoches is really just rocking it. They're doing an amazing job. The people who come in to the food pantry to receive food, a common thing that we hear is, "Wow, you guys are just so kind and wonderful," and they're just so appreciative for that really amazing culture that we have in our food pantry. And the amount of food that we're distributing is really impressive. It's a large amount of food monthly that we're helping people with. And so we've got really good things happening at our food pantry. And then also we're a part of Mission NAC, which is an organization here in Nacogdoches that fixes up houses. Essentially, it has different events throughout the year in which churches go and they partake in this event, and the churches fix up different houses, normally of their own community. So, some of the poorer members of the community, you go out and volunteers fix up the houses and really make them look nice. And this year, this past Mission NAC, we essentially ran out of our own houses to fix up. There are some restrictions that Mission NAC places, like the person has to own the house or living quarters, and we can only work on the outside. We aren't allowed to do work inside of the house. But it's a really big step that we've been able to essentially fix up the houses of the people in our community and start pouring that charity and that love out to people even outside of our community. And pretty consistently, the Catholic group at Mission NAC is one of the largest groups, and it's one of the groups that takes on some of the biggest projects. And so we're doing a really good job on works of charity on that front as well. And then, of course, you can think of plenty of our organizations like the Knights of Columbus or the Ladies Guild or any of these other groups that really do a lot of great works of mercy. So we're doing very well on works of charity. However, evangelization, that fifth part, is an area that I'm not quite happy with where we're at. We do have 22 people who are in the process to enter the church, and that's a good number. But I really want to grow that more. I think it can be significantly higher. And I know that if you're taking the time to watch this video, you care about it as well. You want to see our parish thrive and be a place that's full, that has many people. People are constantly entering. We almost want to get to this point where everybody's talking around town and saying, wow, there's something really amazing happening at Sacred Heart, or in that Catholic Church, Immaculate Conception, St. Mary's, Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of Lourdes. I want to be a part of that, or I want to come check it out. Look in there and see what's happening. That's what I want for our church, and I know that's what you guys want as well. But in order for us to get to that point, it's actually going to take a whole community effort. It takes a shift in mentality, because it requires a mentality that unfortunately hasn't been fostered in Catholicism for a very long time. That's why, if you think of Catholic churches, they're not particularly known for being these growing communities, unless really the town itself is growing or there's a lot of immigration coming into the area. Usually, in recent history, that's the reason why Catholic churches were growing. But that's not exclusive. There are actually a decent number of churches, of Catholic churches throughout the nation, that are growing in a really authentic way, that conversions are happening. People are entering into the church in these parishes. And this book, Made for Mission by Tim Glemkowski, outlines the process that these churches have made to really become these communities that are centered on, as he refers to it, mission, or in our mission, we call it evangelization, that it becomes a community that can really bring in a lot of people, that can bring people to God and God to people, as our vision says. And so what we'll be doing is, over the next 5 months or so, we'll start next month, and then we'll take 4 months to read this book. And you can see it's a fairly small book, right? It's not very big, and even the text it's not super heavy on text. It took me about 6 hours to read the book, so it's not a ton to read over the next 4 months, but it's got really good content in it. And so what we'll do is we'll have meetings monthly, where essentially we'll go over 2 chapters of the book each month. We'll read the book on our own, but then we'll discuss it in these meetings once a month. And what we'll do is we'll talk about, all right, what was in the book? How can we apply that to our community here in Catholic Nacogdoches? And then what are the steps we need to do to really make that happen? And it's going to be just an opportunity for all of us to begin to make that mental shift, so that we can be a community that's evangelizing well. It kind of makes me sad. The word mission here highlights it well, that the Great Commission, the last words that Jesus said before he ascended into heaven, the kind of that thing of, hey guys, don't forget this, was, go preach the gospel to all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. It's essentially, he ascended into heaven and he said, hey guys, don't forget to evangelize. And that's actually the thing that we're struggling with the most here in Catholic Nacogdoches. And so I have a lot of hope that we can do this well, because we're excelling in so many other areas. But this is an important part of what we do. If we really want to follow what Christ asked us to do, we need to make sure that we're making this cultural shift to be a mission focused. parish. And I want to be clear, this isn't like a, let's all go knock on everybody's doors. That's not the kind of evangelization that this book proposes, and it's not the kind of evangelization that I think is really that effective. It's a different kind of thing that creates a beautiful community that people want to be a part of, and then creates clear channels on how we can bring people into that, and specifically how we can help them to grow in their faith and really be disciples of Jesus Christ. And so in this email, this video will be available on YouTube, but it'll also be nested into an email. You can read below on how to get a copy of this book, and also what the meeting dates will be. If you are watching this on YouTube and you didn't get the email, you can feel free to contact the office. You can check out the contact information at catholicnac.org, and you can access a contact form from there and get a hold of a book. And please do join us for these discussion meetings so that we can take these steps forward as a community and really be effective in bringing people to God and God to people. Thanks so much.